Hello, I'm Dr. Miriam Kandawire, medical doctor turned leadership consultant and creator of Leading with Your Authentic Competitive Edge, the new online course on transformational leadership. Who would have thought that a tiny virus, COVID-19, could change the way the whole world works? We can't even see the coronavirus with our naked eye, and yet it shifted reality as we know it. It's disrupted the way we do business, school, church, weddings, funerals. Not one area of our lives has been untouched by this microscopic, virtually invisible organism. We can't see the coronavirus, but it's very real, and it's changed life as normal. The good news is, the same way our lives have been transformed by a virus that's invisible to the naked eye, we can emerge stronger from this crisis than when we went in, by developing a powerful invisible resource that has been given to us by God. And that resource is our imaginations. The buzzword these days is the new normal. It seems we can't wait for things to get back to normal. Human beings, we're creatures of habit. We need our traditions, our routines, our daily schedules. Any disruption throws us off balance and threatens our sense of security. We always gravitate back to what we know, what we're used to, back to normal. But what is normal? And do we really want to go back to it? I recently heard someone say, just because you are used to it doesn't make it normal. Too many of us have been living abnormal lives. We've been living way below who God created us to be and called us to be. We've been living far below our potential. We settle for good enough instead of stretching for our best. We say things like, it's not the best job in the world, but it pays the bills. I know he doesn't treat me right, but at least I have someone. I'm not alone. I know I'm not spending as much time as I should with the family, but it's just for now, until I get the promotion or I finish the project or things slow down at work. I really want to, and here you can insert whatever your dream is. I really want to go for my dream, but what will people say? What will people think? What if I fail, look stupid, or people laugh at me? Everyone comes into this world with dreams. Children are so full of imagination. They believe anything is possible. But as we grow up, we're told to be more realistic and our dreams get shut down. Have you ever come up with an idea and you excitedly tell people about it, but they respond with, how are you going to do that? Where are you going to get the money? How are you going to make money doing that? No one in our family has ever done that. That will never work here in Malawi. That's not the way we do things around here. Or you battled with your own thoughts. Thoughts came into your mind like, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm not educated enough, I don't know the right people, I'm not the right person, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money. Every doubt, every fear that stops us from going for our dreams can be boiled down to two thoughts. I don't have enough. I am not enough. Well, I'm here to tell you today that you have enough and you are enough. You have access to every resource you need if you'll only tap into your God-given ideas and your God-given imagination. You can choose how you come out on the other side of this coronavirus crisis. Like the coronavirus, your imagination is invisible. And like the coronavirus, your imagination can powerfully shape and change your reality. What you choose to do with your imagination over the next few days, weeks, months, will have a more powerful effect on your life than anything the coronavirus can do. You use your imagination every day. Unfortunately, most of the time, you're using it in ways that are unhelpful and damaging. You're using it to imagine the worst thing that could happen as a result of this crisis. You're imagining everything that could possibly go wrong. Global experts are projecting the worst case scenario, and everyone is so full of fear. What if we used our imaginations in positive ways instead? What if instead of staying in our homes, anxious, worried, and afraid, we use this time when everything has slowed down to imagine the life we've always dreamed of? The other day, I heard a preacher say something that initially offended me, but I realized the offense was coming from the truth that was in the statement. He said, Africa is the richest continent in the world with reference to natural resources and the poorest continent in the world in terms of living conditions. Africa's main problem isn't money, it's mindset. Harsh words, but true. It seems every other nation in the world comes to Africa to tap into her abundant resources, but what are we Africans doing with the abundance God has blessed us with? I believe our thinking has been too small. We've been believing the lie that we're poor, uneducated, unresourceful, that we need somebody from outside to come in and rescue us. We haven't been trusting our own thoughts, our own ideas. Your community needs your ideas. Malawi needs your ideas. The world needs your ideas. The coronavirus can be a blessing for anyone who's willing to move away from life as normal and imagine bigger and better things instead. This could be the turning point where you unlock your potential. So where do you start? How do you go about unlocking your potential? You start where you are, in your home, in your community, in your sphere of influence. What needs do you have? What problems do you see? What do you wish was more readily available for people in your community? Potential is only released, expressed, unlocked when a demand is placed on it. I have here an elastic band. What can an elastic band be used for? A common use, and I think that's where I got this one from, is the bank. You go to National Bank of Malawi and the teller uses an elastic band to bundle up your money. Another use, when I used to wear my hair longer, I could use an elastic band to tie up my hair. What can you think of? How can you use an elastic band? Did you think of something? Did you notice that an elastic band is only useful when it's stretched? Every use you can think of for an elastic band requires that you stretch it. An elastic band that isn't stretched is useless. It's good for nothing. An elastic band only becomes useful when it's stretched. It has potential. But for that potential to be released, the elastic band has to stretch. The same is true for you. You have potential. For your potential to be unlocked, you have to stretch. You have to start meeting needs and solving problems. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You start where you are. You start with what you have and you grow. During this time when things are shut down and we're staying at home, just because the pace of life is slow outside, doesn't mean things have to be slow in your mind. Every great leader, anyone who ever has made a difference in the world, has had a practice of setting aside time every day to think. Most great leaders have a habit of journaling, of reflecting, of writing down their original thoughts and ideas. You need to do the same. Set aside time every day to think. 10, 5, 15 minutes, whatever length of time you want to give it, sit down and brainstorm your ideas. Write down whatever comes into your mind in relation to a specific problem you want to solve. Then look through your list of ideas and see which one you'd like to follow up with on that day. Make an action plan and then go ahead and do it. As you allow yourself to imagine, as you start moving forward and implementing your ideas, you'll learn and you'll grow and you'll start to experience results. The more you act on your ideas, the more you receive better quality ideas and the more you'll experience better quality results. But it all starts with taking the first step. You must allow yourself to imagine and then start acting on your ideas. And yes, you will make mistakes. And yes, you will fail. And yes, people may laugh at you. People may not understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. But that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to act on the dreams God has given you, to use the talents, the resources God has blessed you with. Start where you are. Start with what you have. There's a popular saying, your mind must arrive at your destination before your life does. Everything is created twice, first in your mind and then in your physical reality in the world around you. Everything starts as an idea. Everything that we see around us began as a thought in someone's imagination before it came into being physically. Either it began as a thought in the mind of God, the birds, the trees, you, me, or it began as a thought in a human being. The clothes I'm wearing, the chair I'm sitting on, the camera I'm looking into, the device you're watching this on. You benefit from other people's thoughts and imagination every day. How are you using your imagination to benefit others? We've all been doing a lot of hand washing recently, and these days we take it for granted that to prevent the transmission of disease, we need to wash our hands. But did you know that the doctor who first suggested that dirty hands were responsible for carrying infection was labeled mentally unstable and locked in a psychiatric institution where he died within 14 days after being beaten up by the guards? It was only years after his death that his practice of washing hands to prevent the spread of disease was finally accepted. The doctor whose ideas were rejected during his lifetime is now helping stop the spread of a global pandemic. What ideas are you leaving behind for the benefit of your family, your community, this country, the continent of Africa, the world? There's a powerful saying, don't downgrade your dream to match your reality. Upgrade your faith to match your destiny. Use your imagination to create a positive future. Develop ideas to tackle the problems you see in your community and in this country. There's no going back to normal. The novelist Victor Hugo said, "There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. One can resist the invasion of armies. One cannot resist the invasion of ideas." The time for your idea has come. The time to unlock your potential is now. Go for it.